Good morning, communities. RJ back with another video, so let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 2004 Donruss Throwback Threads, the green foil parallel. Little green foil shimmer there for you. Just a very basic Mike Schmidt card, numbered to 25. Hard to find sometimes these older cards in their shorter parallel versions, but that is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Today's random baseball item of the day, set of cards I recently picked up, but it's only 4 in this set. Let me show you what I got. 4 cards from a company called CMC, just entitled Baseball Greats. They came wrapped in a clear cellophane package holder, just like you would pull a card out of your cereal boxes in the old days, No numbering on the back, just 4 all-time great cards. I'm assuming that CMC, which made lots of different card sets back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s into the 90s, just created this as a marketing tool for any retailer. So anybody could have picked this up. There's no indication at all as to a retailer. There's no numbering for it. There's no, you just have a copyright date and the cards. So I'm assuming, again, it was something that you could buy as a retailer in bulk and hand away or give away to your customers, or, maybe at the stadium they gave it away for promotional days back in the 80s. Either way, you have 4 greats of the game on these cards. So you have Roberto Clemente. This is the way it came in the pack. I'm not organizing them in any particular way. Roberto Clemente. That's what the backs looked like. Get in so you can see it. Lou Gehrig. A little bio on the back again. Babe Ruth. And then Ty Cobb. Now, whoever made this set either didn't know baseball or didn't bother at all checking their stats, because if you look here, it said that Ty Cobb still held the record for the most career hits. And by 1989, it had been a couple years since Pete Rose had surpassed him. So whoever did this set was not looking at a current, synopsis of the game's record. So, but it is a cool little set. Very inexpensive, easy to find, and actually came with a red back variation. So instead of the blue border here, this color would have been red on some variation. So if you want a master set of the CMC Baseball Great from 1989, there are 8 total cards. Very inexpensive, very easy to acquire. My random baseball item today. Today's trivia question. On this day in baseball history, August the 18th, 1965, Hank Aaron connects for a home run that lands on the top of the roof at Sportsman's Park. However, that home run does not count, and Hank is called out because he stepped out of the batter's box when he struck the ball. So said the umpire. What was the name of the umpire who made that call? That is your question. What you're playing for, as always, 3 awesome Hall of Fame cards. A Upper Deck card from, let me look at this date here. Oh, good Lord, I'm trying to find it. 20-something or other. I can't even find the copyright date. Let's say it's 1999 because the stats are still current. So from 1999, Upper Deck MVP release of David Ortiz, still with the Twins. Cool Upper Deck card there. 1986 Negro League Star card from the Larry Frisch collecting, the first card in that set of Buck Leonard. Really cool, awesome Negro League Star, long in the Hall of Fame. He was in the Hall of Fame long before that 2006 mass induction. And then, as always, a Conlon collection card, this time Jimmy Fox, Double X the Beast, honoring his appearance in the 1934 All-Star Game. So that's what you're playing for. If you're interested in picking up those cards, all you need to do is send me an email with a guess on that question. I will include my email in the description below along with the repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, right? Good luck to everybody on that one. So today what I want to talk about, if you saw Mike Baseball Collector's post last week, he made a post where he was kind of asking the card community in general to pipe in on what they thought were the 10 most iconic baseball cards. Now, iconic is a very particular word because it does not have to be an older card to be iconic. It simply has to be one of those cards that everybody kind of, would love to have and whatnot. Now, I admit that I think there are some cards in the current modern day era that might be considered iconic. So I would say perhaps a Trout rookie, the 2011 Topps Update Trout rookie would be an iconic card. It did not make my cut. I will also admit that if you're limiting yourself till 10, you're going to get a whole bunch of cards that are left out of that list. I mean, they're going to have, you could probably do 100 iconic cards and still have people say you missed one. So this list is nothing but incomplete. It's certainly incomplete, but it's my attempt. And I'm going to go 1 through 10 because I think the first ones are gimmies. They're layups. But after you get past, I believe, the top 2, then you're up for debate. So I'm going to give you my 10. I'm going to show you when I can. I have something to show on all of them, but only out of the top 10 that I think are iconic, I only own one. So the first 2, let me go over the first 2 for a second. The first 2 iconic cards are so iconic, it wouldn't matter which was 1 or which was 2. But anybody who would suggest to you that of all the baseball cards in the world, these 2 do not represent the top 1 and 2 spots in the hobby, you don't know your hobby. I'm sorry. I will argue with anybody on this one. So it doesn't matter to me which one is 1 and which one is 2, but I'm going to put them in this order. The number 1 most iconic card in baseball card collecting to me is the Honus Wagner T206 card. This is a reprint card, obviously. But that card to me is the most iconic. And again, anybody who would suggest that the other one is just as iconic, I think, fine. I'm not going to argue with you. That would be the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. Now, obviously, this is a reprint. It's got a big old fat gold foil. Now, one of the things I did in my list was not include the same player twice, because if we were to do iconic cards, a lot of people might say the Bowman rookie was an iconic card. A lot of people might say 53 Topps was an iconic Mickey Mantle card, and a lot of people might say the 56 Topps is an iconic Mantle card. Again, I'm not going to dispute that. It's certainly not 1 and 2. Again, anybody who would suggest that these 2 cards are not 1 and 2 on the top most iconic cards does not know anything about baseball card collecting. I'm sorry. I will hold that opinion no matter who says I'm wrong. Number 3, I do not have number 3, but the best I can do in showing it to you is show you this card from 1992 Score. It's the Babe Ruth Goudey card. So let me zoom in on this little collage of baseball collectibles. You can see the Goudey down here. And it doesn't matter to me which Goudey we're talking about, but I think these 4, there are four of them in the Goudey set. I think all 4, at least one of them should be the most iconic. Now, some people will say it should be the 1916 Sporting News. Some people might think, I don't know, any of the other myriad of Ruth cards out there. But I think, again, the Goudey is simply the most iconic. That's my opinion. And now, going on, like I said, from these, all of these, anybody could say, no, there's a more iconic card than this. And I'm not going to dispute it. I'm not going to say you're wrong, because there's so many iconic cards. I know I'm missing some. I can think of a lot of them where they're much more iconic than these cards, but this is what I believe are the most iconic cards. So that was number 3. Number 4, 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card. I just think that's, obviously this is another reprint. This came from the Topps Rediscover Topps promotion. That was back in 2017. But the Hank Aaron rookie card is one of those. I mean, again, it's an iconic card, so that's fourth on my list. The first modern card I have on my list that I believe is iconic, number 5, is the Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. card. This is my only actual card on my list that I own. So this came out of my set. It's actually, when I purchased my Upper Deck set, this came this way. So the Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr., when it came out, was just, I mean, it's still to this day, it's one of those cards that's so iconic. There are a billion of these cards, but a PSA 10, and there are hundreds of PSA 10s, if not thousands of PSA 10s, they still sell for 4 figures. I mean, it's an iconic card. Number 6, you know, my heart was tugging on this one. This is where I wanted to put this player, but I was struggling hard on finding the right card to put in there. So I went with, I can't remember the year. So 1933 Lou Gehrig DeLong. This is a reprint. Shout out to Dave, Blue Jacket 66. This came from his father's collection. One of the things I purchased from the Basement Find reprint set of the DeLongs. This was in it. So anyway, the 33 DeLong has become, in my opinion, the go-to card for Lou Gehrig collectors, the one that they all want. A lot of them will say they want the Gaudi. There's any number of other Lou Gehrig cards that people would absolutely love to have. But for whatever reason, I believe that the DeLong has taken the place at the top of people's desire for Lou Gehrig cards. I think this is the number one card as a Lou Gehrig collector that they want. I know not Dave, but Mike over at Baseball Collector has been looking for this for a while and finally found one in the Grail collection that he kept. So that makes my list at number 6. Number 7, another one of these cards with a player that you would question. There are other cards that maybe other people want, but I think this is the iconic one, and it comes from an iconic set, is the 1915 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson. Now, this is a Cracker Jack Joe Jackson, but it is from 1993. It's a little mini postage stamp size card. Come on, focus on the card, not on my head. So, we all know that card. We all love that card. This was the card they used in Field of Dreams, and they swapped out Ray Liotta's picture in the Joe Jackson montage. So, the 1915 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson gets position number 7 for me. Now, number 8, a lot of people are going to have Jackie Robinson on their list. This is where Jackie Robinson would have appeared if I had included him in my list, but I didn't, and instead I went with a card from the same set, but Satchel Paige. So just like with the Ruth, I don't have it. I don't have a reprint or anything, but I have this 92 score where if you zoom in real tight, you can see the card right there. You got this one here. This might be the other one too. This might be the Leaf. So I think it might be this one. But anyway, whichever one is the early card, I should know better than that. I think it's this one, actually. I think that's the early Leaf Satchel Paige. That is an iconic card. Jackie Robinson would have fit in there nicely, but I don't believe he's as... I wanted to, I guess more than anything, I wanted to include a Negro League star, and obviously Satchel is the most notable Negro League star. So number 9 is the only other modern day card I have in my list of 10. I don't have the actual one, but I have this one. So it is the autographed Reggie card. Now, this is not the autographed version. I do not own the autographed version. But the Find the Reggie promotion in the end of 1990, when they inserted the auto cards into random Upper Deck packs of high number, that is an iconic card. I mean, it really got people crazy about baseball cards in the heat of the first hobby boom. The Reggie Jackson auto was absolutely out of control. People loved it. It was fantastic. To this day, all of these Upper Deck signed header cards with the image cards are all four-figure, if not five-figure cards. So that one I think is also an iconic card. The last one I wanted to include because it's not only an iconic card, it's an iconic story about a card and how it became iconic. So, from 1933, the Goudey Napoleon Lajoie, Larry Lajoie. So why? If you know your history of baseball cards, what happened is Goudey released a set of 240 cards, and each card was numbered on purpose. On purpose, Goudey did not create card number 106. They assumed if people were actually going to try and complete the set, they'd keep buying packs of gum looking for 106. And if it never materialized, they'd keep buying packs. It got to be all summer long, people started getting mad that they couldn't find card 106, trading with their friends, calling buddies, whatever. And finally, they started contacting Goudey saying, hey, what gives? We can't find card number 106. And Goudey had to admit that, I'm sorry, we forgot to print that. And what they did was they issued special cards. They created, because they hadn't created, they didn't pick a player, but they just picked a player they left out. So Napoleon Lajoie was the guy they put on the card. And they issued card number 106 only to those people who requested it. They printed ones and sent it out to those people who asked for it. So there are very few of these cards around, and it holds a legendary place in the hobby lore because of that. So that is card number 10. Now, I do want to say a couple things. There are so many cards that we all could have picked. People will say, why didn't you include a Ty Cobb T206? Why didn't you include a Walter Johnson T206? Why didn't you include a Cy Young T206? All the different T206 stars. Fair. I could have. Any one of these, any card, 8 to, any card numbered 3 to 10, fine. Swap out one if you like it. I just didn't want to get inundated with T206 cards. When you're talking about error cards, when you're talking about like the Napoleon Lajoie, why didn't you include the Sherry McGee error card? Why didn't you include the Billy Ripken error card, the Dale Murphy reverse negative, any of the other iconic error cards? Fair point. I almost did include the Sherry McGee error card because he's a Philly and I like that card so much. But I just, there are other cards I wanted to highlight and I thought were more iconic. The same could be true about some of the iconic baseball players I didn't mention. How come I didn't include a Joe DiMaggio? I really wanted to include the heads up Joe DiMaggio. One of the things I realized, though, was some people don't even know about the heads up card. Some of the more modern collectors don't even know it exists, but they dang sure know the Upper Deck Griffey. They all know a Hank Aaron rookie card when they see one. So the heads up Joe DiMaggio, play ball Joe DiMaggio's, Ted Williams, there's so many other iconic cards you could pick that should be on anybody's list, but I only had 10 spots, and this is what I went with. I thought about iconic rookie cards, Stan Musial. Let's see, obviously Mike Schmidt, but Mike Schmidt does not qualify. His rookie card just does not qualify as a legendary card. It just doesn't. Iconic card. It's very well known, but iconic. I wanted to include the Peck and Snyder 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings, but again, not enough people know about it to make it iconic. I wanted to include some of the 1800s cards, the Allen and Ginter or the Goodwin Champion cards, because they're beautiful cards. But again, not a lot of people collect 18th century cards, 19th century cards, so it's difficult to say it's iconic if it's not incredibly well known in the hobby. You know what I mean? If everybody doesn't know about it, how could it be considered iconic? So I had to leave off any 19th century card. But again, I hope you all have an ability to offer up your top 10. I hope you offer up comments on mine. I'm gonna send this to Mike, make sure he gets it for his thing, and let's hope that there's a lot of people with a lot of input on this one, because it was a great little concept, and I'm happy to throw my 2 cents out there. So thank you all for watching. I'll have more on Wednesday, more on Friday. I hope to see you there, all right? Have a great rest of your week. Take care.